So I've been thinking a lot lately about genres. A while ago, I got in an argument in my comment section about what genre of house my mix was. It was obviously one of my G house mixes, as that's what I usually make. And someone said that G house didn't exist. They said that we have deep house, that we have bass house, and that we have future house, but we don't have G house. Someone else pointed out that G house was already a term given to another subgenre of house, which is also true. When I use the word G house, I'm talking about the more creative house music that's coming out on the Confessions label and similar stuff. I've also heard it called Brazilian bass. I'm not exactly sure what to call it. See, I only started producing about 2 years ago. When I first started, it was because of Oliver Heldens' music. Obviously, I would call him a pioneer of future house, like people call Shammy. But I'm not even sure that I would call Shammy future house either. Sure, his Go Deep remix, yeah. But his recent stuff with Mala, not really. Anyways, this highlights a bigger fact that I want to touch on, and the reason that you didn't hear house music in this video, which is that genres often confine and divide us. Now, I'm not saying that we should abandon genres altogether, don't get me wrong. They obviously have utility, or else they wouldn't exist, like all labels. It's kind of a shorthand to explain to someone why they might like some new music that you're proposing to them. You know, if you're talking to someone who's really into dubstep, it's easy to say, oh, it's dubstep. But I find this kind of infighting over what new house music to categorize new artists as is really silly, and it limits what we're able to do. And I think it limits creativity. For me, I'm going to continue to call it G house, as that's what makes sense to me. But I also don't want to be confined by that kind of label either, of being house music even. As you know, my song The Key is kind of future bass or pop. And that was just how I was feeling at the time, what I was inspired to make, which is why I made it. And I see myself making more similar music to that in the future as well. Of course, I'm also going to be making a lot of house music, confession style, heavy bass-driven dance music, because I love making that too. I think it's important that we just do what we like, make what we like to make. Now, thankfully, that discussion with the commenter actually went pretty well. And they ended up agreeing that what matters is that the music's good, not what subgenre it fits into. And I'm really happy for that. I had another discussion with one of my co-producer friends about making a future bass type track in 3/4. And he said he's never heard of a song in 3/4 that's been popular. Could I give him an example? And while I totally understand his legitimate point there, that we need some proof of concept before that we proceed, asking, has it already been popular? I don't think is the right question. Does it sound good is the right question. So if you're a music producer, just keep that in mind, that it doesn't really matter what subgenre that you're producing or what it could be categorized. As long as it sounds good and you're having fun, that's what matters. I probably won't ever release hip hop like the song that you hear in this video. I just made it for fun. But I'm never going to let that constrain the kind of music that I make. And you shouldn't either. I hope this has resonated with some of you and that it helps you in your future productions and your career as a DJ. That's all for this week. No big shows or anything. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there about this topic. And I'd like to hear yours too. So feel free to comment down below and let's make this a conversation. What do you think about subgenres and genres more broadly? Are they mostly helpful? Are they mostly hurtful? And what do you consider yourself as a producer or DJ of? Thank you. This is Alex Rose. And as always, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment.